Welcome to another video from Technical Marketing Solutions. And today, let's talk about split testing. So in general, or in summary, split testing is when you test different target groups with the same ad or different ads with different target group or different ads with the same target groups. Sounds a little confusing, but I'm going to break it down for you. So first of all, why do you want to split test? And split testing, you just want to see which audience responds better to your ad, right? So if you target this different target group with the same ad, then you know which target group responds better to the same ad. So let's say group A gives you 30 leads from this ad, and then while group 2, 3, and 4 gives you maybe like 2, then you know that group A is your target audience, and that's where you want to throw your money at, right? And you maybe want to reduce the budget for the other 3 groups or completely stop them, right? And you wouldn't have known unless you tested. And then if you've been following this channel or you've been in the digital marketing space for a while, you know how important data can be to a digital marketer, in decision making or in predicting the future, pretty much. So what can you test? I listed a few things here to help you, to help guide you to decide which one you want to split test. So you can split test almost everything and anything the platform gives you, right? So let's take Facebook for example. You can test age groups, gender, income level. You can test different platforms. You can test Facebook or Instagram, Facebook only or Instagram only. You can test different devices that people access Facebook and Instagram on, like Android or Apple, or even laptop versus desktop. You can split test different life events. If they recently moved or recently divorced, sometimes even recently graduated or have a boyfriend that has a birthday within the next 7 days. You can do that, and it sounds a little creepy how Facebook knows all those things, but it's just the way it works with data, and then it's favorable to us digital marketers, so we're not going to complain about it. And what I want you to do is to look beyond basics. So the basics being the demographics up here, age groups, gender, and income level, right? So everyone knows those things. Everyone who has studied marketing or at least been in knows a little bit about marketing knows demographics, and those are the basic. Oh, I'm going to target someone who's in their 20s or who earns this much per year, but that doesn't really tell you anything. So looking beyond the basics means looking at interests and intents. So what interests are is what this person or this group of people like to do, where they like to go, and what pages they like to follow or they want to follow, right? So I've listed an example here. So page likes can indicate strong interest in a topic, meaning if someone goes out of their way to like a page, they are most likely to be interested in it, right? Like if I'm not interested in a page that talks about coffee, if I go out of my way to like that page, that means I really want to know what they have to talk about. Coffee. I really like coffee then. So, for example, if you target someone who likes Live Nation and Cowboys Casino and nightclub, it's a way better audience than just targeting someone who are in their 20s. Because someone who is in their 20s might, like to read books on a Friday night or might like to stay in and not necessarily go to concerts and nightclubs on a Friday night, right? So you might lose a lot of money by targeting just someone in their 20s. And then the second example is, if you want to target someone who are in their 30s and likes bodybuilding.com, who most likely to be interested in a free meal plan cookbook that you're offering, then, if you were to target someone who are in their 20s, who is 25 with an income of $25,000 per year, yeah, it tells me a lot. It tells me about their income. It tells me how well they're doing in life, but it doesn't necessarily tell me if they're going to be interested in what I have to say, compared to someone who I know for sure are interested in bodybuilding and keeping his diet and things like that. And then intense very interesting, and is where it gets a little bit creepy. So intense is the things that have happened and are going to happen. So let's say you went to Coachella, right? And then you probably post pictures from Coachella, with your friends, and you probably have your geographic location on, and then Facebook can track that data. They can track what you post and where you post, and take that data and throw it into audience insights and into its algorithm to allow us marketers to use the data to retarget those people again. So if you have a close friend with birthdays in the next 7 days, you might see some ads for birthday gift ideas and things of that nature to push you to buy birthday gifts from this e-commerce store, for example. And then if you are a dentist office, if you have a dentistry and you want to target people who have recently moved, that's a smart choice to do because are moving, someone who is moving will not bring their dentist with them. That's just a common sense, right? So when they get to a new city, they will be looking for a new dentist. If they see your ad, they're more likely to give you a call compared to someone who's been with the same dentist forever. So now that you know why and what to test, now let's talk about how to test. So to start testing, you want to test with different ad sets. Okay, remember it's ad sets, not campaigns, not ads. Because if you start testing with those things, it just gets a lot messy. It gets really messy and you just don't want to deal with it. So you want to test with ad sets. And then let's say if you want to if you want to test 5 different assets and you make only one difference in one asset compared to the other. So it sounds confusing. What I mean by that is that say you want to test 5 different things, you'll make 5 different assets, and within those assets, you'll have different combinations of targeting. What I mean by that is, let's take a look at the examples that I've given you above. So in one asset, you might be targeting people who like Live Nations in a casino and in a nightclub page, and who are in their 20s, right? So that will be your first asset, and then in the second asset, you might target people who like Live Nation, the casino, and has attended Coachella. So you take out the nightclub and you replace it with attended Coachella, and that's one thing different from the previous asset. So for the third asset, maybe you want to target someone who likes Live Nation, um, bodybuilding.com, and has attended Coachella. So then you go to the fourth one and you change something different, and you go to the fifth one and you change it something else, right? And you change something else. That's with as many things as you want. You can even combine it with different things too. You can combine it with intent. You can target someone who are in their 30s, likes bodybuilding.com, and has recently moved. And then for another asset, you can target the same thing, like someone who is in their 30s who likes bodybuilding.com with an income level of $25,000 per year. And you can test as many as you can, but then that adds your budget and that adds your cost as well. So you really have to be strategic on what you want to test. You want to be logical, right? You don't want to test something that's completely irrelevant, and then you'll be essentially wasting your money because Facebook would be confused and you would be confused on, oh, why did I test someone who likes bodybuilding.com and likes Kentucky Fried Chicken? I mean, that doesn't make sense, right? It's not going to give you very clear results. So you want to track and monitor the data for a few days, at least 3 to 5 days, for it to gather results. And then you want to look at those results, and then you'll be able to identify the top performers, the combinations that are doing well and the combinations that are failing. And essentially you will want to increase the budget for the top performers, obviously, and you want to stop the failed assets. And what you can do next is that you can create a new campaign or a new asset, and you want to combine the effective elements from the assets that you've been testing before and make a new campaign and asset. And then you want to test again. Remember, this is not the end of your process. This is a repeating process because you never know where the market is going to. You never know who would be interested in buying your products and services. So you have to keep testing and testing and testing again and again and again. And what you end up with is a very focused, very targeted, and very interested group of people that you can sell to essentially forever, right? And that is why you need to utilize split test. A lot of people come to me and they're like, oh, my Facebook ad is not working. Can you please take a look? And I look at them, and they have one campaign or one asset and one ad, right? And they ran it for like 5 days, and they tell me it's not working. And what I tell them is you have to do more, essentially. You have to do more. You have to test more, because you wouldn't know from just looking at one asset. You wouldn't know just looking at the results from one campaign, right? You have to keep testing. So that's it, guys. Stay tuned for more. Please make sure you subscribe to our channel. Go follow our Instagram page. I'll be posting weekly content, sometimes even daily contents that are very valuable. So see you guys next time.